the topic what are support and resistance. We'll also try to explain how to draw support and resistance. So, what are resistance? So, resistance is a line drawn on the chart at the top that price respects and will tend to reverse when it reaches it. It can be referred to as a zone also that is drawn at the top in your chart that price will tend to that respect that zone and will tend to reverse when it reaches it. So it can be regarded as a ceiling. Whereas support is a line drawn on the chart at the bottom that price respects and will reverse when it touches or reaches it. Now, support can be regarded as a floor. So, when you talk about resistance and support, we have a ceiling and we have a floor. Now, when price gets to any of these zones, price struggle to break through, okay, and price will reverse when it gets to these zones. Now, support line can become resistance line, and resistance line can also become support. So, resistance line can become support, and support can become resistance depending on what where price is at the moment. So, I'm just going to be trying to explain it on my Google dashboard so that we can understand better what we're talking about. So, we discussed about the market structure where we talked about the uptrend, the downtrend, and the ranging market. I'm going to use this to explain support and resistance. So in an uptrend where we discuss that we have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows. That is what we have in an uptrend. Now, when you are trying to draw your support and resistance line, you can place them. Let's say this line here. Let's start with the first one here. Another line here. Good. We can use this tool. Okay. We can also draw another one here, and even another here. So what do we have here now? Now, if you look at what price did here, we're talking about support and resistance. Price started moving from here, and it came to this line here, the second line. And what happened? Immediately it touches this line, price tends to reverse. You can see price tends to reverse. And when it came to this line here, it pushed up. So you can call this what? A resistance. Okay? And you can call this what? A support line. So we said resistance is a line drawn at the top that price respect and will tend to reverse when it reaches it. While support is a line drawn at the floor. Okay? And price will tend to respect that line and will tend to reverse when it reaches it. Okay? So what happened now is that you can see now when price got to this support, it now pushed up and it met another resistance here, right? Now, this other resistance here has now become a support. So you can see now that price came and it met a resistance here. But when price came here, this resistance line is now a support line. So we see resistance can become support and support can become resistance. Okay, it now become a floor here. So it was a resistance line, and price came and respected that line now as a floor, as a support line, and we had a push to the upside. Now when we had a push to the upside, the price also came to this zone here and met a resistance, and price came down here. This former resistance now become another support, and you can see then we had the last push upwards. So this is the market structure, and this is how you can see how we apply support and resistance. Now when you're talking about the downtrend also, it's the same thing that is applicable. We have what we call the lower lows and the lower highs in a downtrend. Lower lows, lower highs. I explained it already in our previous video. You can go and watch it to understand market structure, where we described the different types of trend in the market. But we are now talking about resistance and support, so I'm not going to go back to that again. So this is a downtrend, right? And in a downtrend, we said we have lower lows and lower highs. Now, if we are to draw our support and resistance line, you can see that we have a line here, we have another here, we have another at this zone here. We can even still draw another here. So how do we recognize our support and resistance line as we have said? Okay, you can see what happened to price. Price moved from here, and when it came to this zone here, it pushed up. So you can see that this first place now that price touched before it moved up can be regarded as what? As a floor, as a support line. Support is known as a floor. And when price came here, it met a resistance line. So the top is the resistance, the down is the floor. So when price came here, it met a support line, it went up a resistance, it broke through the support line, and when it retested it again, it became another resistance. When it retested it again, it became support becomes resistance. Support becoming resistance. Then you can see here, this is a support line. Okay, this is a support line. And then you notice what happened again. Notice that price came through and broke that support, broke the existing support and met another support line here and changed the support to a resistance. So support becoming resistance and price. So support can become resistance and resistance can become support and vice versa. The last market we have, which is a ranging market, as explained earlier in our previous video, gives us something like equal highs and equal lows, equal highs and equal lows in the market. So you can see that we have equal highs and we have equal lows in the market. So where is our resistance? Our resistance is this zone here, resistance, and these are support. So what happened is our price came, boom, it touches the resistance line, one touch, came back to support, second touch, came back to support, third touch, came back to support. And most of the time, we can have a breakout at this zone. And what will happen is that we can see a push up there. So this is how you draw your support and resistance line, and this is how it is on the chart. So moving forward, you can see this right here. This is a live example. This is on the chart. Now let's notice what happened here. Starting from this zone, you can see how price came, forming what? Higher lows, higher highs. Forming lower lows and lower highs. This is a downtrend. This is a downtrend. This is an uptrend. Okay. So if you notice what happened here, looking at the line I drew, you can see this is a what? This is a resistance line, and this is a support line. Okay, let's start from here now. Price came here, tested the support line here, and went up, met a resistance, broke through the support. Now came back, support becomes resistance, which is what, look at it here. This is a support here. It was an initial support. Now it is now a resistance now. You can see it. So we had price coming to this support zone, touching a resistance line, breaking through, meeting a support here, going back to this resistance. So support becomes resistance at this zone here. You can see where price touches it as a support here. Now it's now a resistance line. Came down. You can see how price now came down, forming a lower low. And another support here becomes resistance. You can see this support becomes a resistance. And you can see price now came low here again. So broke through the support becomes resistance again. Support becomes resistance. Support here, touches it here as a support and another support. So when we have multiple touches like this, the price tends to respect this zone. Price tends to respect this zone. You can see now when price broke the zone here, it respected it again here. You can see. See, we have one touch, two touch, almost multiple touches, multiple touches, multiple touches. When price came here, boom, we had a push. We had a push. So you recognize that this zone now is a very strong zone. See where we have multiple touches here, and then when it came here and touches here, boom, we had a push to the upside. Now you can notice we say technical analysis is understanding what price has done in the past to predict what price will do in the future. Now if you notice, look at the places that prices respected major reversals area where price turns to reverse at this downtrend. When we came to this uptrend, price respected those areas. Now you can see, boom, look at this place here. Was it where we had price respecting the zone here. Now when price came back here and it touches it, it move up. When price came again, it touches this other side, boom, it move up. And you can see here. So let's notice, I think I have a slide. Let's notice what price will do now. You can also just from what I've explained, what do you think price will do? What do you think price will do? Now look at, that's the zone. That's that zone here. The zone where we are watching. Now look at what happened. When price touches it, boom, it went up. Came back, touches this zone, and boom, price went up. So guys, this is what we explained. Market structure, uptrend, downtrend. This is what we explained, guys. We can see it happening in the market. I want you to go watch that video very well. Watch the video on the trends. What are trends? Now you can see how support and resistance playing out with the trend. And it's just, if you understand this alone, you are good. Okay, you can see how it is working, as easy as that. Uptrend, it just came, form a lower low, form a lower high, and price is just moving. It's just moving, respecting our zone, respecting what we have discussed. Price is just forming. Look at it. Higher highs, higher lows. This is an uptrend. Forming this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. You can see what we just discussed, right? So let's move on. Now, let's move on. So we said here, good support. You can see what we have discussed. This support, right, is resistance. So moving on. So this is support becomes resistance. We have explained it. I've explained it. Now this is an uptrend. You can see price comes here. This is a resistance line. Went through, broke it, tested as a support line. You can see it now became a support. It was a resistance here, broke it, tested it back as a floor. It was a ceiling. Where price tested as a floor, you should know that this zone price is going to move up. Boom, you see a push up. And then price came back here and broke it. You see. So let's continue. So the more the touches, the stronger the line. We have explained it, right? You can see this line here, price coming to retest, test, and when it comes back, when it touches it here, we had a push upside. Came back, touches it here, we had another push. When it came here, now resistance, this is now a support line, right? But when it came here, it broke through and tested it as a resistance. Support becomes resistance, went down, came back again, tested the line, pushed down, and we had it push downward. So the more the touches, the stronger the line. When it came and retested it here, because the line it respected this line, the more the touches, the stronger the line. Price broke through and went down. You can see price broke through and went down. So draw support and resistance as a zone. Is more than just a line. Okay, you should draw it as a zone, not as just a line. All right. So you can see that. How do we draw support and resistance line? Look for areas where price came and turned around and reversed. Look for areas where price came and turned around and reversed. Those are major reversal zones. So how do you draw your support and resistance? Look for areas that price, when you notice price turning around from that zone, watch those areas, starting from where price is and moving on to areas where you just notice that, okay, when price came to this zone, it had a turnaround. It turned around immediately. Those are the places where you place your support and resistance. Now, this could be a support or a resistance line. This could be a support or resistance zone or line. Where price turn around, it could be where you are putting your support or resistance. Now, drawing support and resistance line helps you predict where price will go. As simple as that, yes. Now, you see from what we have explained, our market structure, you can see price forming lower lows, lower highs, and higher lows and higher highs, or where it is forming equal highs and equal lows. Now, drawing your support and resistance line helps you predict where price will go. Okay. Now, the first thing you want to say is that, what is the market trending? Where is the market trending to? Is it uptrend? Is it downtrend? Is it ranging market? Once you know that, the next thing you want to do is plot your support and resistance line. And once you can add those two together with other things that we have discussed, you'll be able to understand that, okay, price is going to move in this direction. So support and resistance line is a confluence. It's one of a strong confluence that supports your analysis. So looking at what price did in the past to predict what price will do in the future. And that's what we regard as our technical analysis. Now, if you look at this chart here, no support, no resistance line, we are kind of confused. We don't even know what is happening. But when we decide to plot our support and resistance line, we tend to have a better picture and a better understanding of what price is going to do. The same chart now with support and resistance line, you can see price breaking through. This is an uptrend. Come test it, boom. We tested it here as a resistance. Came here, tested it, previous resistance becoming a support. Boom, and then we stay at the up push. You can see we are now seeing what price is doing. Now, when we are having a downtrend, price tends to respect what we has done in the past. And now you can see came here, and boom. Look at that same zone where we said price tested here, price came back, tested it here again. You can see, and then we had under uptrend here. So drawing our support and resistance line can help us to understand what price is doing and can tell us what price is going to go to. So this is how to draw a support resistance line. What you need to do is to go to your chart, open whatever currency or whatever market you want to, and just begin to analyze, begin to see what price is doing, begin to back test, and with time you'll get better. I hope this video explained and you understand how to draw support and resistance line. Thank you for watching. Have a very lovely